It often begins with a quiet exhaustion that few people know how to name. You do everything you were told to do, you think positively, you visualize, you repeat affirmations, yet something inside you senses a gap between intention and reality. Not a lack of effort, but a lack of coherence. Many people reach this point not because they are failing at manifestation, but because they are trying to force reality instead of understanding how reality actually responds to consciousness. What if manifestation was never about wishing harder, but about becoming internally aligned with the future you are asking for? This question sits at the heart of both modern neuroscience and ancient wisdom. Joe Dispenza often explains that the body can become emotionally addicted to the past, while the mind tries to move toward a new future. When this happens, thought and energy pull in opposite directions. The universe does not respond to what you want, but to what you consistently embody. There is a subtle but powerful truth here that Napoleon Hill hinted at long before quantum language became popular. Desire alone is not creative force. Desire must be fused with belief, emotional certainty, and sustained inner discipline. Without this union, the mind sends mixed signals and reality mirrors that confusion back as delay, frustration, or repetition of old patterns. This video is not about mystical shortcuts or magical thinking. It is about understanding how thought, emotion, and energy interact within you first, before they can reorganize anything outside of you. Physics, psychology, and lived human experience converge on one central idea: coherence creates influence. When your inner state becomes stable, intentional, and emotionally aligned, manifestation stops feeling like effort and begins to feel like a natural extension of who you are becoming. If you have ever felt that the universe is silent, this may be the moment to realize it has been responding all along, just not to the words you say, but to the energy you live in every day. The power of vibrational frequency in manifestation. At the core of manifestation lies an invisible yet undeniable truth. Everything in the universe operates on frequency. From the subatomic particles that build matter to the thoughts that shape our experiences, everything vibrates. However, what most fail to grasp is how their personal frequency, the energetic state they maintain, directly influences their ability to manifest their desires. This isn't just a metaphysical concept, it's grounded in science. Joe Dispenza, a pioneer in the field of neuroscience and human transformation, explains that our brains are constantly sending out electromagnetic signals to the universe. These signals correspond to our thoughts, emotions, and ultimately our state of being. When your internal frequency is dissonant, when your thoughts are cluttered with doubt, fear, or negative emotions, the frequency you emit sends mixed signals into the universe. This is why many people experience delays in manifestation, or even the exact opposite of what they desire. Their energy isn't in alignment with their goals. But why is it so hard to keep our vibration consistent, especially when life throws challenges our way? The answer lies in the way the human brain processes and reacts to stress, past traumas, and ingrained patterns. Your mind is programmed by previous experiences, often subconsciously, to respond in ways that reinforce old emotional states. This is what keeps people trapped in cycles of frustration, feeling as if they are pushing for change but always facing resistance. Imagine the act of manifestation as a tuning fork. Your desires, whether financial abundance, love, or health, are like a sound vibration emitted by the universe. In order to tune in to that frequency, you must match your energy to it. If your energy is dissonant, it's as if you are out of tune with the very thing you want to manifest. This is why you often hear the phrase, "You attract what you are," because it's not enough to simply wish for something. You must embody the energy of that thing, vibrate at its frequency. But what happens when your energy is misaligned? Your body may unknowingly be holding on to limiting beliefs, past traumas, or unresolved emotions that lower your frequency. Fear of rejection, feelings of unworthiness, and anxiety about the future all contribute to this energetic misalignment. These are not just emotional states that come and go. They are frequencies that become a part of your identity. And when this happens, the universe simply mirrors them back to you as if saying, "You are still in this frequency, so I will send more of the same." The good news is that this is not a life sentence. You can shift your vibrational frequency at any moment, and when you do, the universe will respond accordingly. The key to aligning with the frequency of your desires lies in the consistency of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Every time you consciously shift your emotional state from lack to abundance, from fear to trust, you are tuning yourself to a higher frequency. A useful analogy is to think of your energy as a radio signal. If you're tuned to a frequency of lack, you're receiving that vibration. But the moment you change your frequency, like turning the dial on a radio, you begin to pick up a new station, one of abundance, love, and joy. This may sound simplistic, but in practice it requires consistent effort and awareness. It's not enough to think positively for 5 minutes each day and expect life to transform. Real, lasting change comes when you make vibrational alignment a part of your everyday existence. But what happens when we are still struggling to manifest, despite our best efforts? One of the greatest challenges many people face in the manifestation process is the unconscious belief that they are not worthy of what they want. These beliefs are often hidden in the subconscious and may stem from childhood experiences, past relationships, or societal conditioning. These deep-rooted beliefs create energetic blockages that lower your frequency and prevent you from receiving what you are trying to manifest. This is where the power of self-awareness and intentionality comes in. Recognizing that your thoughts and emotions are not just random occurrences but energetic forces that shape your reality is the first step. From there, you can begin to take control over your thoughts and emotions. Instead of unconsciously reacting to life, you can choose to respond with intention. When you do this, you not only raise your frequency, but also start to align yourself with the abundant energy of the universe. The process of aligning your frequency is not about forcing manifestation into being, but about allowing it. The more you align with the energy of abundance, trust, and certainty, the more you allow space for those things to manifest in your life. The universe does not work against you. It is constantly reflecting your inner state back to you. Therefore, the greatest tool you have in manifestation is not willpower, but energetic alignment. This concept of energy alignment is backed not only by spiritual teachers like Joe Dispenza, but by science as well. Studies in the field of quantum physics show us that our minds are not just passive observers of reality, but active creators of it. Our thoughts and emotions shape the world around us. They affect our cells, our health, our relationships, and even our financial circumstances. In essence, when we align our energy with what we want, we create the conditions for those things to enter our lives. You might be wondering, how do I actually align myself with the energy of abundance? The first step is to recognize when your frequency is off. Pay attention to the emotions and thoughts you experience throughout the day. Are they empowering, or are they draining you? Do they align with the person you want to become, or do they reinforce your limitations? The moment you catch yourself in a low-frequency thought or emotional state, take a moment to pause and reset. Breathe deeply, bring your awareness back to the present moment, and consciously shift your focus to something that makes you feel better. Gratitude, a positive affirmation, or even a visualization of your desired outcome. This practice of becoming aware of and intentionally shifting your frequency is what allows you to stop resisting the flow of abundance and start aligning with it. The universe is always in a state of flow, and when your energy matches that flow, manifestation becomes effortless. It's not about forcing your desires into existence, but about allowing them to unfold naturally as you raise your vibration. The power of vibrational frequency in manifestation is the understanding that the universe responds to what you emit energetically. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are not just fleeting experiences. They are powerful signals that create your reality. By consciously shifting your frequency, you align yourself with the energy of what you desire, making it easier for the universe to respond in kind. The key is not to struggle or force things to happen, but to trust in the natural flow of energy that connects us all. When you align with this flow, manifestation becomes a natural and effortless part of your life. The science of mental reprogramming for manifestation. The mind is often described as a powerful force capable of shaping reality. Yet, in practice, most people remain unaware of the subconscious beliefs and patterns that control their lives. These deeply embedded thought processes create a mental framework through which we experience the world. For many, this framework limits their ability to manifest their desires and attract abundance. Understanding how to reprogram the mind, however, is one of the most profound tools for unlocking the power of manifestation. One of the foremost experts on the connection between the mind and manifestation is Joe Dispenza. Through his research in neuroplasticity, he demonstrates that the brain is not a fixed organ, but one that can be reconditioned and rewired. This concept is critical in understanding how manifestation works. The brain has an incredible capacity to create new neural pathways, but to do so, it must first break free from old habits and limiting beliefs that may have been programmed over years of experience. The subconscious mind, where most of these limiting beliefs reside, operates at a frequency that is vastly different from the conscious mind. While the conscious mind is analytical, decision-making and rational, the subconscious mind is emotional, automatic, and far more powerful in terms of the impact it has on our lives. Most people are unaware of the degree to which the subconscious drives their behavior. It's where all our fears, insecurities, and doubts are stored. These emotions act as energetic blockages that interfere with the flow of manifestation. Simply thinking positively is not enough when there are deep-seated beliefs about unworthiness or lack. The good news is that the subconscious mind can be rewired. Just as negative programming can limit your potential, positive programming can break those barriers and open the door to abundance and prosperity. But this reprogramming requires conscious effort, emotional alignment, and a willingness to let go of the old stories that no longer serve you. How does this process of mental reprogramming work? The first step is understanding that the mind and body are not separate entities. Joe Dispenza emphasizes that our thoughts create our emotions, and those emotions create our physical reality. The brain is constantly scanning the body for feedback, and it uses this feedback to reinforce the stories we tell ourselves. If you repeatedly tell yourself that money is scarce, or that you are incapable of achieving your dreams, your body will start to align with that belief. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions become a closed-loop system, perpetuating the same patterns over and over again. Breaking this loop requires intentionality. The first thing you must do is become aware of the patterns that are limiting you. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself about money, love, health, or success. Are these stories rooted in fear or scarcity? If so, it's time to reframe them. This is where mental reprogramming begins, by shifting your internal narrative. Instead of seeing challenges as insurmountable obstacles, start viewing them as opportunities for growth. Instead of seeing scarcity, begin to recognize the abundance that exists all around you. One of the most powerful tools for reprogramming the subconscious is visualization. Visualization works by allowing you to see your desired outcome as if it has already happened. This process sends a clear signal to the subconscious mind that this outcome is not only possible, but already in progress. The more vividly you can visualize your goals, the stronger the neural pathways in your brain become. Your brain begins to treat these visualizations as real experiences, and this helps to create new mental associations with success, health, and abundance. However, simply visualizing is not enough. Emotional alignment plays a critical role in this process. Emotions are the language of the subconscious. If you can't generate positive feelings when you think about your goals, the subconscious won't accept the new programming. For manifestation to work, your emotional state must align with the frequency of your desires. This is why it's so important to feel the emotions of success, abundance, and gratitude as if they are already yours. This emotional coherence signals to the universe that you are ready to receive your desires. At this point, many people start to run into a problem: the gap between what they want and what they feel they deserve. Often, the subconscious mind holds on to old fears of failure, rejection, or inadequacy. These beliefs can create resistance to the process of manifestation. To overcome this resistance, you must practice compassion and patience with yourself. Reprogramming the mind is not an overnight process, and it takes time for the brain to adjust to new thought patterns. A key to success in this area is to establish a consistent practice. Meditation is one of the most effective ways to train the mind. By quieting the mind, you allow space for new thoughts and beliefs to emerge. Regular meditation practice helps to clear the subconscious of old, limiting beliefs and makes room for positive, empowering ones. You can also use affirmations during meditation to reprogram the mind, focusing on words and phrases that evoke feelings of abundance, love, and possibility. Another technique is the use of neural encoding, a method described by Joe Dispenza. This involves intentionally repeating thoughts and beliefs that align with your desired outcomes until they become ingrained in your subconscious. The more you repeat these positive thoughts, the more you reinforce the neural pathways that support them. Over time, these new thought patterns will replace the old ones, and your subconscious will begin to align with the life you are trying to manifest. It's important to note that reprogramming the subconscious mind is not about suppressing negative emotions or pretending they don't exist. Rather, it's about recognizing these emotions, understanding their root cause, and then choosing to release them. When you acknowledge and process negative emotions, you prevent them from controlling your thoughts and actions. This is a critical step in the process of manifestation, embracing emotional intelligence and using it as a tool for growth. Mental reprogramming is the cornerstone of effective manifestation. By rewiring the subconscious mind, you create a new mental framework that supports your desires and aligns with your true potential. Visualization, emotional alignment, and consistent mental practices are powerful tools in this process. With dedication and patience, you can break free from the limiting beliefs that have held you back and begin to manifest the life you've always desired. The mind is malleable, and with the right tools you can reshape your reality to reflect the abundance and success you deserve. The universal energy and the flow of abundance. In the realm of manifestation, there is a universal truth that often goes unnoticed. Everything in the universe operates as energy, flowing in intricate patterns that are not only natural, but also deeply interconnected. This energy is the force that governs all existence, and understanding it can provide a transformative perspective on how manifestation truly works. To harness this energy is not merely to ask for things, but to align yourself with the flow of abundance that is always present, waiting for you to tap into it. The idea that the universe is a vast, interconnected field of energy is not just a philosophical belief. It is also supported by scientific discoveries. Quantum physics, for instance, reveals that at the subatomic level, everything is in a constant state of motion, and everything is interconnected through an unseen energy field. This is often referred to as the quantum field, or unified field, and it suggests that our thoughts, emotions, and actions are not isolated, but are part of a greater energetic web. When you align with this energy, you align with the flow of the universe, allowing abundance to enter your life effortlessly. Joe Dispenza, in his work on neuroplasticity and the mind-body connection, explains that the body itself is an electromagnetic field, constantly interacting with the energy field around it. Our thoughts and emotions create vibrations that either harmonize with or disrupt the flow of the universe. When we are in harmony with this energy, we experience synchronicities, opportunities, and manifestations. However, when we are out of alignment, due to fear, doubt, or resistance, the flow is blocked and our manifestations stagnate. One of the most significant obstacles people face in manifesting abundance is the resistance to the flow of universal energy. This resistance often manifests in the form of limiting beliefs, subconscious fears, or emotional blocks that prevent the free flow of energy. For example, if you subconsciously believe that money is scarce or that you are unworthy of success, you create an energetic block that prevents the universe from delivering abundance to you. These blocks are like dams in a river, preventing the natural flow of energy from reaching you. But what if you could remove these blocks? What if you could align yourself fully with the energy of abundance and allow it to flow freely into your life? This is where the power of energetic alignment comes into play. By shifting your thoughts, emotions, and actions to match the frequency of abundance, you open yourself up to the universe's vast reserves of wealth, health, and prosperity. A powerful way to begin aligning with the energy of abundance is through mindfulness and awareness. The first step in aligning yourself with the universal flow is to recognize when you are out of alignment. Pay attention to your thoughts and emotions throughout the day. Are they rooted in scarcity, lack, or fear? Are you constantly worrying about the future, doubting your abilities, or feeling disconnected from your true potential? These are signs that your energy is out of sync with the flow of abundance. Recognizing these negative patterns is the first step in changing them. Once you become aware of your limiting thoughts and emotions, you can begin to shift them. The key to aligning with the universal flow is not to resist the energy, but to allow it to move through you freely. This requires a level of trust. Trust that the universe is abundant, that you are worthy of its gifts, and that everything you desire is already available to you. When you begin to trust in this flow, you will start to notice small shifts in your life. Opportunities will arise, synchronicities will appear, and manifestations will begin to materialize with ease. But aligning with the universal flow requires more than just trust. It also requires intentional action. The universe responds to your energy, but it also responds to your willingness to take action. This means that manifestation is not just about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It is about aligning your energy with what you desire, and then taking inspired action toward those desires. This action comes from a place of flow, not force. When you are aligned with the universe, you will feel guided and inspired to take steps that feel natural and effortless. This idea of taking inspired action is central to the teachings of many great spiritual leaders and manifestation experts, including Neville Goddard. Goddard teaches that the power of imagination and the creative use of thought are essential to manifestation. However, he also emphasizes that imagination alone is not enough. You must also act in accordance with the feelings and beliefs you are cultivating through your imagination. The actions you take should be in harmony with the energy you are sending out into the universe. If you are visualizing abundance, but your actions are in alignment with scarcity, the energy you emit will contradict your desires, slowing down the manifestation process. It's important to remember that abundance is not just about material wealth. Abundance encompasses all aspects of life, including love, health, creativity, and joy. When you align with the flow of the universe, you open yourself up to a life of richness in all of these areas. Prosperity is not limited to finances. It is a state of being that affects every area of your existence. The more you align with this energy, the more you will experience the fullness of life in all its forms. To help facilitate this alignment, many people use practices such as meditation, affirmations, and gratitude. These tools are powerful because they help to reset your energetic frequency and bring your thoughts and emotions into alignment with abundance. When you meditate, you quiet the mind and connect to the universal energy field, allowing yourself to receive guidance and clarity. Affirmations help to reinforce the beliefs that support your desires, while gratitude shifts your focus to what is already abundant in your life, increasing the flow of positive energy. The universe is always in a state of flow, and when you align with it, you begin to experience the magic of manifestation. The key is not to force or manipulate this flow, but to trust in it and allow it to move through you. By doing so, you not only manifest the material desires you seek, but you also open yourself to a life of deep fulfillment and spiritual richness. The flow of abundance is always present, but it requires alignment with the universal energy to manifest fully in your life. By removing energetic blocks, shifting limiting beliefs, and taking inspired action, you can tap into the vast reserves of the universe and bring your desires into reality. Trust the process, align your energy, and watch as the universe responds with abundance in every area of your life. Transforming reality with conscious thought. The ability to transform your reality begins with a seemingly simple yet profound understanding. Everything you experience in your life, every circumstance, and every outcome is a direct result of the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, and the beliefs you hold. This is the fundamental premise of manifestation, the idea that you have the power to shape your reality by shifting your inner world. However, while this concept may sound empowering, many struggle with the idea that their thoughts alone can change their external circumstances. How can it be true that something as intangible as thought can have such a powerful effect on the world around us? The answer lies in understanding the connection between thought, emotion, and energy. Joe Dispenza, one of the foremost experts in the field of neuroscience and human transformation, explains that the brain is not just a passive observer of reality, but an active creator of it. Every thought you think generates an electromagnetic signal that resonates with the field of energy around you. These signals, composed of your thoughts and emotions, influence the events, people, and situations that you attract into your life. When your thoughts and emotions are in alignment with your desires, you begin to tap into the universal flow of energy, which allows you to manifest your goals with ease. However, aligning your thoughts with your desires is not as simple as it may seem. The challenge comes in the form of subconscious programming. Our minds are often operating based on deeply ingrained beliefs that were formed in childhood or through past experiences. These beliefs shape our thoughts, and more importantly, they shape the emotional responses we have to the world around us. For instance, If you grew up believing that money is scarce or that you are unworthy of success, your subconscious mind will continue to operate from this limiting belief, no matter how much you consciously desire abundance. This is why many people find themselves struggling with manifestation. They may visualize their desires, repeat affirmations, and set intentions, yet they continue to experience the same outcomes. The issue is not a lack of effort or desire, but a misalignment between conscious thought and subconscious belief. Until you reprogram your subconscious mind, your conscious desires will be met with resistance from your deeper, unexamined beliefs. The process of transforming your reality begins with understanding the power of your thoughts. Thoughts are not just fleeting mental events. They are energetic frequencies that interact with the universe. Every thought you think sends out a frequency that either aligns with or contradicts the energy of your desires. This is why it's essential to be mindful of your thoughts. If your thoughts are primarily focused on fear, lack, or limitation, that is the energy you are putting out into the universe. Conversely, when your thoughts are aligned with abundance, success, and gratitude, you begin to attract those things into your life. To begin transforming your reality, the first step is to become aware of your current thought patterns. Most people operate on autopilot, unaware of the negative or limiting thoughts that dominate their minds. These thoughts are often rooted in past experiences or societal conditioning, and they play out automatically without conscious thought. By becoming aware of these thought patterns, you can begin to take control over them. This is where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness is the practice of observing your thoughts without judgment, simply noticing them as they arise. When you can observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them, you create a space for change. The next step in transforming your reality is to consciously choose new thoughts that align with your desires. This is where visualization and affirmations can be incredibly powerful. Visualization allows you to vividly imagine the life you want to create, engaging all your senses to make the experience feel real. When you visualize your desires, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious mind that this reality is possible. Affirmations, on the other hand, help to reprogram your subconscious mind by repeating positive statements about yourself and your life. By consistently affirming your worthiness of success, abundance, and happiness, you begin to shift your internal narrative to one that supports your desires. However, thinking positively and visualizing your desires is only part of the equation. The key to manifestation is emotional alignment. This means that your emotions must match the energy of the thoughts you are thinking. If you think positive thoughts but feel negative emotions, such as doubt, fear, or guilt, your energy will be misaligned. This misalignment creates resistance, preventing your desires from manifesting. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to the energy you emit. If your energy is inconsistent, you send mixed signals to the universe, and manifestation becomes a struggle. To align your emotions with your desires, it's essential to focus on feelings of gratitude, joy, and trust. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions you can cultivate because it shifts your energy from lack to abundance. When you are truly grateful for what you already have, you open the door to receiving more. Trust, on the other hand, is the emotional state that allows you to surrender to the process of manifestation. Trust that the universe is working on your behalf, even when you don't see immediate results. When you trust the process, you release resistance and allow the energy to flow freely. This is where the concept of feeling it real comes into play. Neville Goddard, a master of manifestation teachings, emphasizes that the key to creating your reality is to feel your desires as if they have already come true. By doing so, you align your emotional and mental states with the frequency of your desires. The more you can feel the emotions of success, abundance, and fulfillment in your body, the more you will begin to attract those experiences into your life. Ultimately, transforming your reality through conscious thought is about becoming the person who already has what they desire. It's not enough to simply think about your desires. You must embody the energy of them. This means thinking, feeling, and acting in alignment with the person you are becoming. When you do this, you activate the law of attraction and begin to magnetize the people, opportunities, and circumstances that will help you manifest your goals. Transforming your reality with conscious thought requires awareness, intentionality, and emotional alignment. By becoming aware of your current thought patterns, choosing new thoughts that align with your desires, and aligning your emotions with those thoughts, you can create the conditions for manifestation. The key is not to force or manipulate reality, but to align with it, to become a vibrational match for the life you want to create. When you do this, the universe will respond in kind, bringing your desires into your reality with ease and grace. Manifestation is not a passive process. It is an active creation that demands a deep understanding of the connection between thought, emotion, and energy. As we've explored, our thoughts send out energetic frequencies that interact with the universe, shaping the reality we experience. The key to successful manifestation lies not in wishing for something to happen, but in aligning our energy with the frequency of our desires. This alignment comes from consciously reprogramming our subconscious mind, choosing thoughts that support our highest goals, and cultivating emotions that resonate with abundance, trust, and gratitude. When you master this alignment, manifestation becomes not a struggle but a natural flow. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and by raising your vibrational frequency, you begin to attract the people, opportunities, and experiences that support your dreams. Trust the process, trust your power, and know that you are already on the path to the life you desire. Remember, the universe is always working with you, but you must first work with your own energy. Are you ready to stop struggling against the flow of the universe and start living in perfect alignment with your desires? If so, hit the subscribe button now and keep watching, because this journey is just beginning. The next steps in aligning with your true potential are waiting for you. Stay tuned and let's unlock the power within together.